to last 24 hours, to win the 24 Hours of Daytona. This is the 24 Hours of Daytona. Dominant contender for Daytona's 24 Hours, the Porsche factory team from Stuttgart, Germany. Porsche took the first 3 places last year. This time out, they seek an equally fast start towards the 10-race World Manufacturers Championship Series, which Daytona's 24 Hours inaugurates. Porsche will enter 5 new 908 3-liter prototypes under the direction of the new team manager Rico Steinemann. Porsche has brought some of the world's best drivers to Daytona. Vic Elford, last year's Daytona winner. Brian Redman of England. Switzerland's Joe Seifert. And Joe Buzetta of the United States. The Germans have come to Daytona prepared for an all-out massive effort designed to crush the opposition both mentally and physically. Taking up the challenge of the Porsches will be an almost equal number of English Lolas. Mark Donohue, one of America's most successful drivers, will pilot a new 5-liter Chevy-powered T70 Lola for Penske Racing. Donohue's co-driver is veteran road racer Chuck Parsons. The only other new Lola Chevy in the race is Joe Bonnier and Ulf Norender's number 60 car. 2-year-old Lolas have been entered by American International Racing, a team managed by motion picture star Jim Garner. Defending World Manufacturers champions are John Wyer's GT40 Fords. They have proven their endurance over 6 seasons and 20,000 racing miles. Leading John Wyer's driving contingent here at Daytona is Belgium's Jackie Ickx. The time for preparation and practice has passed for the Penske Lola, as it has for the rest of the 63-car starting field. The drivers will soon begin to close themselves off in their tiny driving compartments, spend the better part of the next day alone, straining to cross the finish line first. Mark Donohue qualified his Lola 1 mile an hour slower than Vic Elford's record 122 miles an hour in the number 52 Porsche 908. With the grid formed, the dark blue Penske Lola stands out in the sea of white Porsches that dominate the first 4 rows of the grid. In addition to the overall victor, there will be 4 class winners. Ford and Lola race for the sports class. Porsche for the prototype award. The Grand Touring class features Corvette, and in Trans Am the favorites are Camaro and Firebird. But the chief goal of all the entries is finishing first overall. To win at Daytona, drivers must master the 3.8-mile track, including an infield road course and the high-bank tri-oval, twisting infield over a mile long. The tri-oval with 31-degree banks and a 1/2-mile back straight. At the flag, Vic Elford moves into the lead. As the cars enter the infield for the first time, the Elford 908 holds first, followed closely by Joe Seifert in the number 50 Porsche and Mark Donohue in the Penske Lola. Speeds average over 100 miles an hour and can approach 200 on the banks and straightaways. Vic Elford's stint in first place is short as the Seifert Porsche number 50 passes him on the back straight. Joe Seifert's Porsche 908 continues in first, with Vic Elford's number 52 in second. Just behind is Mark Donohue's Chevy Lola, Joe Bonnier, and 3 more factory Porsches. Second, third, and fourth place cars close on the number 50 Seifert Porsche 908 as the front 4 roar down the grandstand straight side by side. Donohue in the number 6 Lola quickly cuts off Bonnier and Elford going into the infield, jumping into second place behind Joe Seifert's leading Porsche. Donohue challenges Seifert for the lead as the cars race on the infield portion of the vast Daytona Speedway. It takes all of Seifert's cunning and ability to to hold off Donohue's challenge. The leaders remain tightly bunched, and it is Joe Siepert's 908 in first, Donohue's blue Lola in second, the number 52 Porsche of Vic Elford is third, and Boignier's Lola fourth. Jousting for position continues as Elford takes Donohue for second. Boignier in the other new Lola Chevy charges for the lead. He catches Elford and Donohue in traffic and quickly blitzes by them into second place. As the cars streak into turn 4 after half an hour of racing, Boignier grabbed first as Joe Siepert in the number 50 Porsche hits traffic. Boignier's stay in first place is short. Vic Elford retakes the lead after Boignier's number 60 Lola finds its own traffic and must pit for coach work repairs after tangling with a Mustang. Porsche 908s continue in the lead. Joe Siepert in number 50 is first, followed by Vic Elford. Mark Donohue's Lola is third. Then come three more factory Porsches. Jackie Hicks in the number 1 Ford is next. And in 8th place, Ed Leslie in American International's number 8 Lola. One lap behind, Tony DiLorenzo in the number 66 Owens Corning Corvette is leading the GT class. Bad luck comes early to Penske Racing when Donohue's Lola, running in third, slows and starts toward the pits. Boignier and the Porsches go by like a shot. When Donohue finally gets the Lola around, the leaders are all a full lap ahead. The Lola appears to be out of fuel. The car holds 37 gallons and should have gone twice as far. As the Lola is refueled, it only takes 21 gallons and apparently can't use all the gasoline it carries due to a faulty pickup system. Donohue is refueled and off in 32 seconds. The problem could force Donohue and Parsons to double the number of stops planned and carry several hundred pounds of unusable fuel for the next 23 hours. Tony DiLorenzo has a blowout, and he heads for the pits, giving teammate Gerald Thompson the GT class lead. Sparks from the exposed metal rim causes a fire. Flames are promptly extinguished with chemical foam, and DiLorenzo escapes injury. Porsches dominate as the race thunders on. After almost 2 hours, the Porsches hold the first 5 places. Action continues at Daytona as Elford and Siepert in first and second breeze past number 9 on the back straight. Number 51 is third. Another 908 is fourth. And in fifth, number 53. Jackie Hicks has the number 1 Ford in sixth, followed by Mark Donohue and Joe Boignier in Lola Chevys. The need for fuel and driver changes soon presents itself. Boignier and Donohue are the only contenders to pit so far as the cars come in on schedule. The Porsche team pits with the precision that would be expected from a German manufacturer. All 5 908s pit on successive laps for fuel and driver changes. Several of the Porsche drivers have noticed fumes in the cockpit of their cars. Some of them are feeling sick as a result. Several of the Relive drivers discussed the problem with Porsche team manager Rico Steinemann. After over an hour of racing, the Siepert Hermann number 50 Porsche retakes the lead from the number 52 Elford Redmond 908. The average speed for the first hour was just under 117 miles an hour, breaking the old record by 3 miles an hour. Trouble for the factory Porsches appears when number 52 pits unexpectedly. The problem, a cracked exhaust manifold. Boignier pits for the 3rd time in an hour, and the Lola soon becomes the first contender to go out when it retires with a broken drive shaft at 5:12 p.m. fortune continues to follow the Lolas, as the Donohue Parsons car still must make its frequent pauses for gas. This pit stop is the Lola's fourth in the last 3 hours, and Donohue is still at the wheel long after most drivers have been relieved. Seifert Herman Porsche continues in the lead. The number 51 Atwood Buzetta 908 is second, followed by the number 54 Porsche of Stromlin Ahrens as they pass the main grandstand with dust creeping across the Florida sky. The fourth place number 53 Mitter Schutz Porsche pulls in to make a routine pit stop. However, some of the Porsches haven't been so lucky and are spending a great deal of time in the pits. Still in with exhaust trouble is the number 52 Alfred Redmond 908. Donohue's Lola is now fifth. The GT40s in 6th and 7th hope their proven endurance will help them overcome the Lola and Porsche speed. The endurance race rapidly moves toward the sunset and the whole new world of racing that arises as the sun sets. The Porsches continue to lead as night finally engulfs the great speedway in darkness. Spending a good deal of time in the pits having their exhaust manifolds changed. The number 50 Seifert Herman Porsche is the latest 908 to need the exhaust manifold change. The three Porsches with exhaust problems each lose half an hour and an average of 5 places while they are in the pits. The Penske Lola continues to move up, taking advantage of the Porsche exhaust trouble. 7 hours into the race, the Robson Rogers Jaguar XKE blew its engine dumping oil on turn 1. The result was a major 3-car accident involving an Alfa Romeo T33, Peter Gregg's Porsche 911, and the Solar Limbs Porsche 910. The Alfa's driver, Mario Calabatisi of Peru, was the only one injured and went to the hospital with cuts and bruises. Racing quickly returns to normal after the wreckage is cleared away. Number 1 Ford is in for a brake pad change, and X replaces Oliver at the wheel. John Wyer's cars are now running 3rd and 4th.
John, some of the new team managers feel that tactics are a thing of the past in a 24-hour race. Do you subscribe to that view?
No, you know I don't.
I didn't think so.
No, I don't.
The plan is important. What was your plan going in today?
Well, I don't think I'd like to talk about that yet. I don't know if it's going to succeed or not.
What about strategy, John? Is strategy good if the opposition knows it?
Well, if you're both using strategy, then of course it'll may cancel itself out. But you just hope your strategy is a bit better than the other guy.
Well, you came into this race with 5 Porsches and some Lola Chevrolets. Formidable competition. You must have had to work out a very, very carefully detailed plan for the race. Am I right?
Yes, we did. Yes, we did indeed.
Are you adhering to that plan now?
Yes, quite rigidly. We will be until sometime tomorrow, if we're still here.
Well, I hope you will be, and good luck.
I hope so, too. Thank you, Chris. Thank you very much.
Chris Economaki then talked to Lola manager Roger Penske.
Roger, what are you doing to your race plan now that you're faced with this gasoline problem where you have to stop every hour?
Well, Chris, we're trying to run as steady a race as we can. Mark ran for about 3 hours and 50 minutes. We were a minute behind the lead car and about 24 seconds behind the second place car when he came in, and we've made 5 stops, they've made 2. So that means we're traveling as faster on a racetrack, and our pit stops then are about twice as fast. If we can continue this throughout the night and try to keep up this pace, maybe we'll be in there to finish, but right now we're trying to run the car just steady and try to finish the race. I think the Porsches are experiencing some exhaust trouble.
The Porsches are experiencing a lot of exhaust trouble. Porsche team manager Rico Steinemann explained.
Well, we start the year with bad exhaust pipes. What actually happened is that on 3 of our cars, the exhaust pipe, what do you call it in English, the ones coming right out of the engine, the collecting pipes, have broken, and this had 2 big disadvantages. One is a loss of power, and the other is a danger for the driver.
Do you think that the other 2 cars will have this problem before the night is over?
We don't know. It might happen, it might not happen.
But you're prepared for it.
We are prepared for it, but we're praying.
The second Owens Corning car, number 67, was in 10th place overall and leading the GT class when something let go in the steering. And the well-prepared Corvette wound up against the turn 4 wall. After 7 hours of racing, with Dave Jordan and Lothar Mutzenbacher driving, Jim Garner's number 9 Lola is now in 7th. Bad luck strikes again in the camp of Penske Racing. The Donohue Parsons Lola pits for the 10th time in 7.5 hours with a new difficulty. Chris Economaki asked Donohue to explain.
Mark, what is the big problem?
Well, we blew a couple of gaskets, exhaust manifold gaskets, and repairing them, we discovered the one of the headers is split, which is an unusual thing, but nevertheless, you know, happens to a new car, I guess. And so now we've got to remove that particular header pipe and take it behind the pits and weld it up.
You've been in for 40 minutes. Can you make this time up?
I seriously doubt it. I don't think we were running as fast as the leader to begin with, so unless they have trouble, I don't reckon we're going to be able to catch up to it.
More problems for Porsche. The leading car for the last 6 hours, the number 51 Atwood Buzetta 908, pulls into the pits with a different problem, a broken camshaft. The damage is too serious to repair, and number 51 is the first factory Porsche to retire. After an hour and 19 minutes, Parsons heads out in 11th place. In the 9th hour of racing, the number 2 Ford takes the lead after number 51 retires. Time passes. The night wears on. The contenders worry. Crews take an opportunity to get some rest. A cracked cylinder head retires the Hobbs Hillwood Ford. The Elford Redmond Porsche is out with a broken camshaft. A broken intermediate shaft retires number 54. Seifert's engine fails. Lola, Ford, Porsche, night has brought them all problems. As first light breaks over Daytona, the number 1 GT40 Ford leads the way. After 16 hours of racing, just in time to see the number 6 Lola Chevy of Penske Racing pit for the 19th time. Night has been rough on all the leaders. The only contenders left are the number 1 Ford in first, the Mitterschutz Porsche in second, and the Penske Lola in third. The rising sun does not shine on the remaining GT40. Word soon passes that Jackie Ickx has crashed the Ford going into turn 1. The car caught fire briefly, but Ickx escaped injury. Ford crash puts the Mitterschutz Porsche in the lead. 51 laps ahead of the Penske Lola that has just lost another 23 minutes having its starter replaced. At 8:16 a.m., the massive Porsche factory effort comes to an end when Udo Schutz, driving the one remaining Porsche, pits after 18 hours. And the once white, now oil-stained Porsche is pushed off with a broken intermediate shaft. The tremendous Porsche factory effort is a complete failure. When the Penske Lola completes 483 laps, it will take over first place from the retired Porsche. For the Lola to be leading this late in the race is remarkable, considering the staggering amount of time it has spent in the pits. The Titus Ward Pontiac Firebird is in second and leading Trans Am. In third, the Patrick Leslie number 8 Lola. Both cars are over 100 miles behind the leader.
Roger, a little over 3 hours to go. Your car's out front. You've made 26 pit stops and spent over 2 hours and 5 minutes in the pits. How did this compare with your race plan before the race got underway?
Well, Chris, as you know, it's hard to plan the race exactly when you're going to run 24 hours, but basically our fuel pickup problem caused us to double our number of scheduled pit stops, but we changed our strategy as we went on because we knew we had this problem. The header situation was something else which we did not expect, and I think my fellows have done a fantastic job in keeping these headers and tailpipes on the car. Ronnie Fournier not only worked on the headers when we took them off, but welded a big crack right in the car, and there's not many men that can do that.
Last night, around midnight, you're in the pits for over 40 minutes. Did you ever think about throwing in the towel?
Chris, I never think about throwing it in the towel until I really see it's in the water.
In pursuit of the Donohue Parsons Lola, Firebird co-driver Jerry Titus.
Jerry, before a 24-hour race, one doesn't think you'd be talking with a Firebird driver with 3 hours to go. What's it been like out there for you?
Well, it's been kind of rough because we've had to maintain a pretty hard pace due to the time we lost in the pits. But to tell you the truth, was little time went into preparation of this car. I didn't expect to go 2 hours, let alone 24.
How long was it take?
Yet?
How long was it in the preparation?
They started about a week and a half ago. That's not including the towing time out. The car belongs to John Ward, my co-driver, and he and two other fellows prepared it out there.
What about its ability to go the remaining 3 hours? Is it stable, or are there any problem?
No, it seems completely healthy at this point. But, you never know. All the temperatures are good. Brakes are holding up fine. There's no strange noises, so I think it's going to be keen. It's just running strong as a horse.
You could win it, you know.
I'm not worried about that. I'll settle for the Trans Am part of it.
The fight for second continues between the Titus Ward Firebird and the Leslie Patrick Lola. It is only a matter of time until the speed differential between the two cars allows the Garner Lola to take second. Donohue brings his Lola in for one last pit stop with less than an hour to go and a 114-mile lead over second place. Chuck Parsons takes the wheel, and Donohue can begin to relax for the first time since 3 o'clock yesterday. Penske Racing has overcome tremendous setbacks, losing over 2 hours while making 31 pit stops. With victory in sight, they have nursed a car with a very poor record in international competition into winning the longest and most demanding race in the Western Hemisphere, the 24 Hours of Daytona. Second place goes to the Leslie Patrick No. 8 Lola of American International Racing. Donohue and Parsons combined to drive the winning Penske Lola Chevy over 2,300 miles. The Lola averaged over 99 miles an hour, 9 miles an hour off the record pace set in 1966. The excessive amount of time the winning Lola spent in the pits prevented the car from approaching the Daytona speed and distance record.
Oh, here's the happy victory crew, the Penske Sunoco-Lola Chevrolet. Chuck Parsons here. Chuck, it was a surprise drive for you, wasn't it?
Sure was. It was a good drive, though. I really enjoyed it very much. One thing I'd like to say is the mechanics, they did a terrific job. They worked on that car 2 or 3 different times when the engine was red hot, well, that exhaust, and actually they did the hardest part.
Chuck, congratulations. Mark, it's a big day for you. We know that you were sitting in the car for 45 minutes last night in a pit stop. What was running through your mind during that long wait?
Well, we'd all started working on this car about the first of the year. Leroy Gain and Peter Reinhardt and Ronnie Fournier and myself from the shop, and of course Jim Travers, who built the motor, and all that work that we had done and all the late nights and all the trouble that my wife had given me for coming home. I thought, well, it's all down the drain. And then little did I know that 12 hours later, why it wasn't down the drain after all.
Mark, have you ever won a race where you had so much trouble with your car?
No, definitely.
Donohue and Parsons won not with speed, but with endurance. Against great odds, their own misfortune and a battery of Porsches, Ford, and Lolas, Penske Racing would not be denied the 24 Hours of Daytona.